The views and opinions expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Nash Community College, the Board of Trustees of Nash Community College, or the North Carolina Community College System.
We don't need no stinking podcast. Oh, no.
Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
You play ball like a girl! Oh, yeah! Come to play!
And Leon's getting larger. Nothing but pure and simple old-fashioned communism.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Well, thank you very much. Can I be in charge for a while?
Hey everybody, welcome to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac Anderson.
I'm Tyler.
Man, how you doing today?
Tired.
Tired? Why you always tired, man?
Working a lot.
Working a lot? Oh man, that's a big no bueno right there.
I know, man. 26 hours a day, buddy.
26 hours. There's only 24.
I had to manage to only get 26 hours in a day, and I got 26 hours in a day.
How is that possible?
When you work hard enough, anything's possible.
Well, guys, in case you haven't seen this show before or you just don't know, this is a show where we talk about movie news, movie reviews, and everything in between. So right now, we're just getting right into the movie news. So first up, we have some big news because we missed last week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
Comic-Con was last week.
Comic-Con was last week, so a lot of stuff.
SDCC.
So there's a lot of stuff that came out this week, and specifically Ant-Man and the Wasp announced they have started filming and started production with the 2018...
You telling me the truth now, right?
I'm telling you the truth.
Oh.
It was a little promotional video, like the little tiny star chairs and everything. It's coming out in 2018. Now this is the third Marvel film coming out in 2018. That's a lot, and this comes out after the first Infinity War. So Tyler, what do you think about this?
I'm excited for it.
Okay, what did you think about the first one?
I thought it was really different from the rest of the movies.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know what they could do with the sequel. I mean, obviously they're going to have this character called the Wasp, but is it going to be much different than the first one?
Oh, look, it's like another heist film.
It's probably going to be another heist film, but how is that going to work after the first Infinity War, though?
Stealing the gauntlet. I don't know.
I think it actually might take place before the first Infinity War, but the movie's premiering after the Infinity War, and I'm really curious to see how much his role in Infinity War is, and kind of like, well, we know
Giant
he makes
Man.
it out.
Yeah, Giant Man.
Giant Man. Well, obviously, because getting really small is probably not going to do too much. Maybe it will. Who knows?
Maybe get there and like pull little gems out of his fist.
Well, hey, that'd be pretty cool, man. Maybe that's how they do it. I don't know, but I mean, I really like the first Ant-Man. Everybody knows that Edgar Wright, the director of Baby Driver, Shaun of the Dead, and the whole Cornetto trilogy, was attached to that for a long time, and he was detached to it once they wanted someone else to come in and kind of mess with his movie, and he didn't want to.
Well, what I heard is like he was going to change the continuity of like the whole film.
I heard it was like the most straight up Marvel movie according to Joss Whedon. It was like it was a great script. They just they wanted something more safe. And that really kind of that disappoints me a little bit. I mean, I don't know how this next one's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like the Iron Man 2 of sequels, kind of like where it's just kind of straight up okay, or it's going to be something kind of cool and funky and original like Ant-Man, which was actually turned out pretty well after like the whole director debacle, which Disney seems to be getting a lot of these days.
Oh,
but man, I'm excited for it, and to see how that leads into Infinity War. That really makes me excited. But speaking about excited, Blade Runner 2049 had a new addition to the film scoring team, and that new film addition is Hans Zimmer himself,
Wow,
Mr. Blah from Inception.
Well, I really didn't. I thought he was already in the film.
No, he's not. He's not in the film, but he's definitely helping score it. I don't know if he's the main scorer, but he definitely is helping.
So he's helped cutting it a little bit, right?
Yeah, and he cut.
It's scoring.
No,
he's like scoring.
Oh no, like film score.
So he like cuts the film and like puts it together.
No. Like he makes the music for the film.
And then he cuts it and puts it in there.
Sort of. Well, we'll take that.
So what is he scoring? Like, is it a cutting? Is he like an apple? Like,
He's
like
playing
scoring?
music for the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But he's working with insert German name here and other man.
I know.
It's
Rudolph
Hans
Dassler.
or something like that.
Rudolph Dassler.
Hans, and someone else. I cannot remember the name. The name was a little bit
Dassler.
too hard.
Hans-
This guy is
Hans Dassler.
Is that really his name?
Rudolph Dassler. No, that's the guy that invented Pumas, the
Oh.
shoes.
I don't think that's him. But yeah, he's helping these two guys score the film, and it seems like there's a lot of hands in this movie.
Too many hands. Like, I mean, think about it. Everybody's got 2 hands, so you get 10 people. That's 20 hands right there. That's crazy. That's too many hands.
That is too many hands. How many
Unless
fingers
you got
is that?
one that's got like 1 hand, like you could have a hook in a hand. Now, what if there's a guy there that has 2 hooks? So it's like 10 people, but 18 hands.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I mean, I'm still excited for this film, but like, I don't know how exactly.
Mars. It's Mars.
Don't think that's Mars, buddy. I think that's Earth.
I think that's Mars, and then he's gonna meet up with like Quentin, Wade, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character from Total Recall.
I don't think that's right.
I'm pretty sure it's same writer, same universe.
Is it really the same writer? Oh yeah, it is the same writer. It's Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, Philip K. Dick. Same
Oh
writer.
wow, I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not based on anything he wrote. I think this is just purely out of Denis Villeneuve and the screenwriter's
Well,
head.
I heard it's a lot of stuff they've left out from the book he wrote.
I'm sure it's going to be pretty cool. Ridley Scott is attached to it, and I don't know how I feel about that because his recent films are not really films I want to associate in my top 10. You know, ergo Alien Covenant, Prometheus. But yeah, I mean, this movie looks really interesting so far, and Hans Zimmer being put on shouldn't be a bad thing because he's scored some of the the best films of the last few decades, and he's still relevant today as he was back when he scored The Lion King and stuff.
So, okay, what if they done a different route and got like, I don't know, Danny Elfman?
Danny Elfman would have been a cool, interesting thing, but Blade Runner is known for kind of that electronic score, kind of very ambient thing. I think Hans Zimmer is more apt to do ambient, and Danny Elfman's more orchestral.
That would be pretty cool. They get like an orchestral.
But it wouldn't
ambient.
match.
It would be pretty.
Kind
awesome.
of like if you put an electronic score to Star Wars, it just doesn't really work.
Because no one's ever tried it.
Well, I'm sure people have tried it. People have tried everything with that. But speaking about Star Wars, Mr. Jack Thorne, the writer of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child theater play.
I thought that was J.K. Rowling. I'm pretty sure she wrote Harry Potter.
Well, no, she did. But like this guy wrote the stage play Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. This guy has been hired to rewrite Star Wars Episode 9. And most of you know that Colin Trevorrow, the man that the director of Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2 that's coming out pretty soon, he's been commissioned to co-write and direct this new Star Wars movie after Episode 8, which we at this current time we haven't seen. And so they hired this guy named Jack Thorne to rewrite Star Wars 9.
Jack Thorne.
It's not. Yeah, and look, Colin Trevorrow looks like he's already reacted to this news. Poor guy.
Either that or like the Jurassic Park is getting farther and farther away.
I don't know, but I think that the reason this happened is because Disney saw Colin Trevorrow did this movie called Book of Henry that came out this year, and it wasn't very critically well received. I never saw it, so I can't speak on it. But
Is that the one with is it the sequel to the one with Denzel in it?
No, it's Book of Eli.
Oh, so it's not the sequel to Book of Eli, the Book of Henry, or
It's called the Book of
so
Henry.
was the Book of Eli in the Bible?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
But Colin Trevorrow directed that film. I believe he wrote it too. I could be wrong in that.
Oh.
But yeah, it got very, very bad reviews, and I don't think Disney liked it.
Like Rotten Tomatoes 30%.
It's like Rotten Tomatoes 15%.
Woo, man, that's about like the Emoji Movie.
Emoji Movie is like sitting at 0, I think.
Yeah, I heard that is a disaster.
And we refuse to see that. Picked a good week to ask off, the week that came out. But yeah, Colin Trevorrow, I don't think Disney was crazy about that critical bomb, and so they're giving Jack Thorne a chance to try to rewrite the script because they don't feel comfortable with Colin Trevorrow. I think that's what it is. It's probably something else, but who knows?
Let's boil it down. The Star Wars gets another writer.
Yeah.
Like a long chain of Star Wars getting other writers.
Well, I mean, a lot of people wrote the Rogue One script, and you could tell a lot of people wrote that script. And I imagine Lawrence Kasdan is like and his son wrote the Han Solo movie, which I don't have a whole lot of faith in. But But yeah, the episodes are a little bit different, man. Those are like sacred movies. Like that's something that's like has the characters that we know and love, and it's continuing the story of the movies that were like nearly untouchable.
Touchables. You talking about the Untouchables?
No, not the Untouchables.
Oh.
The movie was untouchable.
Yes.
But
Well,
yeah, continue.
I also have other news talking about the Star Wars, the more SDCC releases from the new Star Wars film.
What?
Yeah, the SDCC dropped some images from the new Star Wars film.
The what's the
SDCC.
What's that?
San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, well, you should be more specific. I think that goes into
SDCC, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I didn't know what you're talking about.
SDCC.
Okay, now I know. San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
I think that goes into the next one. And
Which-
also, nothing was revealed about the new Star Wars at Comic-Con.
Yes, it was.
What?
That Jack Thorne was rewriting for Star Wars.
That came out in the last few days.
Okay.
Okay, well, that ties us to our next...
The Comic-Con movie trailers. Oh,
Yes, sir.
My place. I love that place. I've never been
Have you ever
there.
been? Yeah, but
I
it's
love
your
it.
place.
It's like these kids that are too poor to go to Disney World, so they dream about it all the time.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I don't have $700 to drop to go to Hall H.
I ain't got $1,000 drop to go to Disney World. So.
Yeah, exactly. But Comic-Con was last week, and a lot of big things happened, a lot of big new announcements, but specifically, we got a lot of new trailers.
Oh, the Justice League trailer come out. I didn't see it. I kind of skipped over it. Skipped over Pacific Rim, and I skipped over the Kingsman.
So you basically skipped over everything but one, and that's the one that we don't have, and we're not allowed to show.
I skipped right toward Player One in Avengers.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at the Justice League one a little bit.
Go see. Okay, this is why I love like being here because I get to see stuff.
Okay, so the Justice League trailer. We're only going to play a little small clip because we got to get through the show. But this Justice League trailer kind of starts out.
Oh, wait, this was it. I saw this. I remember this.
No, I think it's. I'm pretty sure you all already saw it, but I mean, you get a few new reveals, and there's something cool that happens near the end.
Commissioner
Gordon.
Gordon.
You get to see Batman in all his glory. Ben Affleck looks really good as Batman, I gotta say. I really like him. Wonder Woman, they're probably gonna play her up a lot since it was successful. And yep, there she is right now. And here's the real question because, CGI, look at that. Yeah. I wonder how much Zack Snyder's footage is going to be in there compared to Joss Whedon's, because it looks like Joss Whedon already threw some stuff in there.
Yeah, I can totally look at that.
Yep. Oh, just from seeing that, you know it's Joss Whedon?
I know, look at that, because, if it was like Zack Snyder, she'd be running like sharpening a knife or jumping over buildings, but she's like doing meticulous work. See, Joss Whedon does meticulous side work.
You're probably right about that, actually.
Meticulous side work for the characters.
I don't know. The stuff that's like overly serious and like really dark and like has really awkward jokes that don't really match, that's probably Zack Snyder's work. Yeah. But who knows, man? Maybe he did some stuff that surprised us, but it's very sad the reason he had to step out of this project. But I'm excited to see what Joss Whedon's going to do. But I heard the reshoots are costing like $25 million. And apparently Henry Cavill, who's going to be in the movie because, Superman died and he didn't die, he has this huge mustache that Paramount Pictures will not let him shave. And because he's filming Mission Impossible 6, but he had to do reshoots on this, like extensive reshoots,
and
like half the movie reshoots.
And they had to like CG out his mustache.
CG out his mustache. So I mean, it looks pretty interesting. I'm still gonna go see it. Hopefully, it's not a Suicide Squad thing where everything's literally just kind of slapped together, and maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't be. Who knows? If this one doesn't work, DC's gonna have to do something different.
Well, I mean, Suicide Squad was an Oscar-winning movie.
It was an Oscar-winning movie, but not for screenplay. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to our next trailer, and we'll play a little bit of the Pacific Rim, which is a little bit more of a teaser than anything else. And yeah, also we get to see Darkseid in this. Pacific Rim is a little bit different. It's a computer voice over it. We can't really hear it over here because we don't want to get pulled down.
Human intervention.
Human intervention. It just kind of, Jaegers are basically the new iteration of whatever we want to do, like vehicle-wise, and we're probably going to get some more big dumb action, some big things that we really like. Just typical stuff, man. And I believe John Boyega of Star Wars fame is going to be in this. I'm not sure if Charlie Hunnam's going to be in this again.
Yes, sir. He was Finn Calrissian, right?
Nah, I don't think he was Finn Calrissian.
I think you're pretty sure it was Finn Calrissian.
I don't think he was Finn Calrissian.
You know he's Finn Calrissian.
I don't think he's Finn. If that's so, it's going to be really forced.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, no pun intended. But yeah, there's Mr. John Boyega. See, it's not really, it doesn't reveal too much.
You know what he does for fun? He dresses like his character and goes to his children's hospital in London.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, just fun. They just randomly shows up and does. Oh my gosh, they're going to be teaming with the Power Rangers this time.
I hope not.
Fight Goldar. Was it Kingsman?
Yeah, well, but that's coming up next. Next one's the Kingsman 2, the Golden Circle, and we actually get a lot more story in this one. The other
That's
one you
London.
didn't get too much story.
See that had the big Ferris wheel in London.
Oh yeah, the Ferris wheel and the Eiffel Tower and the bridge gave it away.
Oh, the Eiffel Tower. Wait, no.
No, not the Eiffel Tower.
Okay,
the London Tower. I mean, not the Eiffel Tower. The London
that wasn't
Tower.
even the Tower of London. That was Big Ben. That was the clock.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I
Tower of London's a prison.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. I meant the Big Ben Tower.
Oh, and that's America right there.
Oh yeah, that's definitely America. Yeah. What gave it away? The alcohol being put on drones?
Julianne Moore.
Oh, that's what gave it away.
You know,
she's played British Girls before.
What? No, she's from North Carolina.
She is?
Yeah.
I did not know that. But basically,
she's country too. She heard talk. She's real.
Eggsy is he kind of gets all the Kingsman stuff blown up, and he has to go fight with all these things, all these guys in the South, or I think it's just in America. Yeah, that's where we live in America. And they had to fight with these guys called the Statesmen, which are kind of like the Kingsman's sister company, and it's like the American version of it. And it looks pretty cool. It looks like we're gonna get some cool action. Jeff Bridges is gonna be in it. Colin Firth is back. The guy Taron Egerton's really good as Eggsy, and Channing Tatum's also gonna be in it. Julianne Moore. Really, really solid cast. I'm really excited for it. But let's go ahead and see our next one, which is what did you call this one?
Player One.
Yeah, what did you call it before the show?
Oh, Remember Barry's the movie.
Exactly. That's exactly what this movie is. It's
remember? You remember this? You remember Back to the Future?
You remember Iron Giant?
You remember? I remember Iron Giant.
Remember God of War?
I remember God of War.
Oh man, it's like, but I mean, it looks pretty interesting. I mean, I think
you
it's
remember Halo? You remember Halo?
Halo. It's Halo. Let's see how many things we can notice in the little trailer right here.
Okay.
Because all right, so he goes in this thing called the Oasis, which is like virtual reality. That's like really, really. That's Deadpool. Yep. How many royalties are they gonna have to pay? Is that Batman?
There's Batman.
I'm sure Batman's in there because it's Warner Brothers. Iron Giant.
Well, yeah, because all these are.
And Steven Spielberg's doing it too.
But there's no Steven Spielberg stuff.
It's kind of like Field of Dreams with superheroes and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Who is that? I can't tell. It's so dark. It looks like a Zack Snyder film. There's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. RoboCop. There's an orc.
There was an orc, yeah, shooting a gun. Who knows, man? This movie might be a complete flop. This looks pretty cool. Of all the people going to the virtual reality little things.
Surrogates.
They do look like surrogates. Well, if surrogates were a lot more robotic and everything. But it just looks kind of cool. They're all getting in there and they're doing stuff. I mean, I'll see it. I don't know if it's going to be very good. I think it's going to be literally pause for applause kind of movie, and I think it's going to be simply look at this character. We have this character.
It's a Tron cycle.
Oh, it's Tron cycle. Oh, I mean, maybe it'll be good. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But time to talk about our next one, which you don't.
Oh, there's a DeLorean. There's a DeLorean.
There's the DeLorean. Oh, and it's wrecking balls going through the streets and everything. And Ty Sheridan, the Cyclops himself, is going to be in this movie. But this next one, we do not have a trailer for, but we have a picture. It's a new poster for Adventures Infinity War, which I believe was the most anticipated thing that I wanted to see that I may or may not have seen a bootleg copy of.
I saw that bootleg.
I did too, and it was great. Yeah. And so
first thing I noticed is that she's blonde.
Yeah, she's blonde. It's more gray than anything. And Captain America, this is the big thing that stands out to me. Captain America is no longer Captain America. He's something else.
He's Nomad.
Yeah, he's Nomad, and he's got the beard, the long hair. Pretty sure he'll have kind of the same costume, maybe tattered or maybe something different. Mm-hmm. He's hiding out in Wakanda, so we'll probably see him in Black Panther.
He might just be straight agent. Oh shoot, what do they call him? They call Agent Rogers.
Maybe so. Who knows? Is that the Hill Hydra one?
No.
Oh, that's good.
That's the brainwashed one.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of characters. I'm really excited to see Black Panther because the coolest shot of the trailer that I did not see was Black Panther, like with the claws out and the Wakandans in the background, ready to go in the battle. It reminded me a lot of Return of the King, and yeah, all of Thanos' men and women with him, the fighters. I forgot what they're called. The Black Order.
Yeah.
And
it's T-Rex.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about this. It's basically Avengers meeting with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
T-Rex is Galactus.
And it's a great poster.
Sad part, he's human. That's the weirdest thing about this.
What, Thanos is human?
He's like a branch of humanity.
I did not know that. Is
Yeah.
he like the architect?
See,
engineers?
You know they call him the Mad Titan? He's from Titan.
Oh, no way.
Titan. They're humans. That the guys with the big staffs that had the Infinity Stone first. The giant that destroyed the whole planet. They pulled people off and brought them to Titan, and Titan made them like powerful. And they would go to Earth once in a while, and that's where the stories of gods come from.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But they call the Eternals, and there's the bad ones called the Deviants. And they were like unpredictable. He's both of them, so he's like a freak.
Oh,
he's an Eternal and a Deviant. He had the genes. He was not supposed to exist, but he did.
I'm sure they'll explain all that in the movie. But guys, in case you have any opinions on any of these things we talked about, or anything we didn't that you want us to talk about.
Suit.
Yeah, Spider-Man's got a new suit. It's at the end of Spider-Man
Don
Homecoming.
Cheadle is apparently he's walking again.
Yeah, thanks to Tony Stark. But please leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC for more. If you want to know about it, just comment. Guys, we're going to take a really quick break, but when we come back, we got a really fun segment that may or may not tie into the movie we
Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down.
Well, you'll see when we get back.
Yeah.
In a world where some things are beyond legend, they will search for answers. Be prepared. Hang on to your seats. They are going where no one has gone before. Until now.
Why are you so close to me?
I don't know. Let me back up a little bit. Yo, check out our show on
No.
Big Bang Radio. No. Okay.
Did you know Nash Community College offers 12 degree programs entirely online? Are you interested in information technology? Explore information technology systems, network management, systems security, healthcare informatics, or web design and administration. These 2-year programs are only a few of the online associate degrees offered through Nash Online. Students receive the same quality instruction and resources as on-campus students without ever stepping foot on Nash's campus. Learn more about Nash Online today at online.nashcc.edu.
Ha! Learning! Hey guys, welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac Anderson.
I'm the other guy.
Who?
The
I
other
always
guy.
ask who this is.
I'm the other guy. That's who I am.
Well, guys, seems like a lot of things this year and very recently and of all time have been very disappointing.
Oh,
especially
very
in the
disappointing.
cinematic
Oh,
world.
I was talking about elections.
Well, those two. But I'm not sure these sound effects will work. But time to go to our weekly segment, which this week is going to be Bring Them Up, Let Them Down. Biggest cinematic disappointments. And we have some...
I was just talking about kicking people off of helicopters.
No. Well, that could work too. But yeah, these are some of the biggest disappointments in cinematic history. Things that were very, very hyped up or very anticipated or have everything going for it. But when you see it, it's either really okay or just really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and start us off with this. And this one kind of implemented this in the last 30 years or so. Have one of the best directors of our modern generation right now, and still making great films. Made this, didn't make Nolan Fan Club, but he made Fight Club. David Fincher directed this movie, and this movie was part of a franchise that was very well respected up to this point. I'm talking, of course, about Alien 3. Alien 3 is a movie that David Fincher won't even mention. He does not go to any of the celebrations that involve Alien 3. He did not return for the commentary on Alien 3, and he does not talk about Alien 3 because this was a horrible clash between him and the studio.
What's the first rule of Alien 3?
Don't talk about Alien 3?
Yes.
But in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil a little bit of it. The beginning of the movie kills off everyone from the last movie, Aliens, which was directed by James Cameron, except for Ripley. and Ripley, has her head shaved with all these kind of pirates, and and apparently
Prison.
and they're like in a prison, and it's not a great film. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not good. David Fincher is very embarrassed about this, and it's not really his fault. He got pushed around by the studio a lot, and they clashed on every little thing because David Fincher is so precise about what he wants to do.
They're trying to sell toys.
I think this is before he had like a footing on like what he wanted to accomplish in his filmmaking. Also, I learned something awesome that would have been hilarious if it got put in. Apparently, they tried to put a dog in a xenomorph costume, and it just, whenever it pranced around, it looked too cute.
Yeah.
It looked adorable, and it just didn't work. I would have loved to see that in this movie.
Liked
It would have made it so much better. But why don't you go ahead and take this next one, which is 2 in 1.
The Matrix sequels. Not good films. Not at all. Okay, you got the very first Matrix, like, I would put it right here. And that film, it's a good film, milestone in filmmaking history. I mean, it was the first of many. It was great. I mean, it was something you never seen before. Then they're like,
oh, no. Apparently we have technological difficulties. Oh, no, it's back. Okay.
We got Matrixed.
We got Matrix. Looks like we got trains dropped out on us.
Right out on us. And
Did you
then
hear that slide?
This film, it was just, you had this idea, like, how are they going to make this even better? Him, better superpowers, him just, like, saving everybody. No, let's make it nihilistic, make everybody depressed, and talk about the Matrix.
And stay in Zion and get away from all these characters that you care about.
Yes, and then I think this happened was the final battle that didn't make any sense.
It was Man of Steel, basically. It was a very Man of Steel before Man of Steel.
And you went from having hope to straight up nihilistic films. Nihilistic, it was pseudo-intellectual, it was just horrendous films, just bad filmmaking. It was, that I would just say, like, this is the probably, Matrix Reloaded was probably the first in a long line of Wachowski failures.
Yeah, Matrix Reloaded, I think they've only had really like 1 or 2 good films. And I don't know what the second one. V for Vendetta, I think they wrote that film,
Yeah,
so that doesn't really count. So
and it was already written by Alan Moore.
Yeah, and I think this is like the only film that they really had under their belt that was like really, really good. And
not this one.
Yeah, this is a straight up cartoon.
Yeah, this is the PS2 fight scene.
It was the PS2 fight scene with Rubber Neo, and computers just weren't ready for that scene yet, man. They just weren't, and these movies are highly disappointing. Some people might like them. I know people that like them.
Well, you tell them they're wrong.
I'm talking to you, Mr. Tyler.
You tell them they're wrong.
Bobby Stallion.
You tell them they're wrong because these movies are terrible. They're scientifically, like, there's a mathematical formula.
There is one scene I like in the second one and nothing from the third.
Is it the part where he pulls the bullet out of her?
No, I like the car chase scene. That was kind of fun.
Oh, with the white,
twins. I mean, they were cool, but there was nothing they were done with them. It could have been so much better than they were, but they just kind of pandered with Senate meetings. It was a lot like one of these films, another one of these films we had on the list that we'll talk about later.
Just failures. I would say, like, the Wachowskis, the very first one is, they got backing from other studios to make big budget failures. And I would say, like, it's over now because no one's gonna give them a film to ever do again. They're done. They're done filmmaking.
Scoot to other people at home.
So they're done with films, and wonderful news is you never have any more of these Matrix films. So.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe we'll probably still get Wachowski films.
Oh no.
This one is kind of in the same vein. It's a sequel to something great. The first 2 films in this franchise, I really, really enjoyed. The second one was specifically my favorite.
Airplane.
No, the second Airplane was not my favorite.
Oh.
It had a very comfortable director, good actors, tone was perfect, everything was great. It seemed like it was going great. Then this movie happened. Talking, of course, about Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 is the epitome of disappointment. It's more of an insult than anything else because Spider-Man 3 is just flat out bad. They took that tone and kind of the beauty. Yeah, it had Mr. Tobey Maguire have this emo hair that was comical to watch, and like a bad
whole
way.
dance scene, a dance scene.
It was a dance scene, and it looks so disjointed in the editing way too, and just everything about this movie. Like, here it is.
Oh, here's that horrible scene. The horrible.
And he's going around the street dancing like this, and pointing at people, and with like funky music playing in the background, and just everything was off of this movie. I don't know what happened. I think. Maybe they were just trying to churn one out because Sam Raimi's such a great director. And that second one was like just so perfect of a film. Then you get this. You get Tobey Maguire dancing in the street and doing, like little dances like this, and you get him going to a club. Now check out this.
And you got a serial killer Venom too.
Serial killer Venom, and a very slapped together ending with a huge CGI monster.
Yes.
Oh yeah. This one's my favorite. Who thought this was a good idea?
Somebody in Hollywood lost their jobs.
Yeah. Speaking about terrible idea and losing their job, why don't you take the next one?
Indiana Jones 4. Wow. The first 3 films in this whole series is probably considered some of the 3 greatest films ever made. I mean, you ask somebody who grew up in the 80s, what was your favorite movie? You either getting this or The Goonies or Ghostbusters. You one of those 3. And it's just...
This one was the epitome of disappointment.
This was like, after what, 20 years? 20, let's see, 1980.
It was around 20 years, you're right.
No, 30 years. 1984 is when the last one came
out.
But
it was 2007, 84. It was around 25 years.
25 years. You had 25 years to write a film, and they come up with this garbage.
Yeah.
It was the whole Lucas and Spielberg, we want money. We want money. I believe South Park had a bit on this, too.
Yeah, they did. Our good friend Indy had something terrible happen to him that we cannot say over radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, what happened with this film? It was so comparable, and it was so had a great team behind it. But I think one guy in specific that was probably responsible for kind of doing some of the bad things in this film.
George Lucas.
I think bingo right there. Bingo right there.
Either him or Shia LaBeouf.
I don't think Shia LaBeouf had too much creative say.
Look at that.
He was fine. I like the character.
Look at him before his career died.
I know.
Well, I mean, his career died. He killed his own career.
He did kill his own career.
Killed his own career. It was terrible.
Right after this, he did Transformers. I think it came out the same year. This and Transformers.
No, it's the Transformers 2. 3.
No, Transformers was 2007. This was 2007.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was the same year these came out. So it was real important. It was not a good year for Shia LaBeouf. But yeah, epitome of disappointment. But who knows? Some people might like it. It's too high on Rotten Tomatoes, like 74%. Too much.
Oh, trust me, man. It's not good. It was just like, let's go through the motions. I mean, it didn't have the whole archaeological feel. It was just aliens. Aliens.
Yeah, and it was knowledge. That was their gift all along.
Knowledge.
Okay. Speaking about... this movie had a very comfortable director, one of the directors that came off an awesome film, and some of these biggest blockbusters we've had is going to do a really small kind of, I wouldn't say independent, but more of a serious dramatic piece based on a novel of the same name.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Was it Guillermo del Toro?
No, you're close.
Oh, no.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, Peter Jackson, that's it.
Mr. Peter Jackson directed this movie called The Lovely Bones, starring Mark Wahlberg and this girl. See, I don't know her name.
I saw Saoirse Ronan.
You sure?
It's Saoirse Ronan.
Well, I don't know. I saw this movie, and I got to tell you, I liked a little bit of it, but then it started getting all this pretentious, kind of really pandering, just weird images that were just her like going around in purgatory, and the movie didn't make much sense. It made sense when it made sense, and when it didn't, it really didn't. It was a lot of pretty images smacked together, and there was no substance behind it. And it seemed the trailer's fantastic in this movie.
Even Stanley Tucci couldn't carry this film when he
Stanley Tucci, I really like his character. He's Creep, for those that don't know. The premise of the movie, this girl right here, she's a 14-year-old that kind of gets caught up with Stanley Tucci, her neighbor, who is an older man, and he kills her. And she wakes up in purgatory, and she's kind of in between, heaven and earth. And
Marky Mark's
her dad.
And that she just disappears, so he's always looking for her.
Yeah, and so now she's trying to send signals through purgatory. It's really abstract and really pandering, and it's not very good. It's really disjointed as far as tone goes. Stanley Tucci, I really like his character. I wish they would have done more to make us care about what goes on, but. Yeah, why don't you go take this next one? Which one? This is probably one of my favorite comedy films of all time.
Yeah, did I not the one who suggested it?
I think you did suggest it. Yes.
Okay, when after which one was before this?
I think it was GoldenEye.
No, it was.
The World Was Not Enough.
The World's Not Enough. Another really big successful Bond film.
Yeah.
Everybody's like another 1,000 years of Bond, another 1,000 years of Pierce Brosnan. The Pierce Brosnan will last 1,000 years. Then this come out. This is right after this.
Yeah.
This cemented the whole Bond movies up until now. They're after this they had a reboot since 1960. not 40 years of films got rebooted after
This is the scene that stands out to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like over the top CGI, stupid situations, dumb moments. I mean, look at this. He is surfing on a tidal wave. What was it? Antarctica?
I don't know.
The
He had the
Arctic
invisible
Circle?
car. I remember that.
He had a visible car. And I think he fought a white guy who had North Korean parents, who was putting diamonds and stealing diamonds to get a robo suit to make a laser in space to shoot down and destroy America.
Why didn't this movie work? Like, what's wrong with this movie? This movie's hilarious.
Oh, it was. And then they shot the sci-fi budget missiles, and you remember it shows that missile on the side, it blows up. So bad. It was just horrendous direction, horrendous effects.
And the movie begins with him surfing up on the shores of North Korea and getting like tortured to a Madonna song.
Yeah.
And the Madonna song is like, die another day. It does not match at all. It's really weird. Whoever greenlit this, it has a really good sword fight scene in it though. I really like that. Rosamund Pike's in it. She's always nice to look at.
She is very nice to look at.
So really quick.
The sad part, it's the only time I really rooted for a villain.
Oh yeah?
In a John Bond film.
Oh.
Because the whole fight scene was just like, don't kill Rosamund Pike, don't kill her.
Okay,
don't kill her.
We got to hurry up and get through this. So I'm going to talk about this one really quick. Everyone knows this one's disappointing. Mr. Ridley Scott directed this. It was kind of a spin-off of Alien, Prometheus.
Prequel to Alien.
Prequel to Alien. Well, it's a spin-off, kind of, because we didn't know it was related until during the movie. This movie makes no sense. It has all set up, no payoff. Tries to set up trying to have all these alien creatures, how they came about, and it just doesn't answer it. And we could talk all day about it, but we already talked about this before, so we don't want to get too much into it. Because I want to talk about the king of disappointments. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about The Phantom Menace. This movie has been cemented into history as the biggest disappointment of all time. And don't believe me, ask any Star Wars fan that's like over, the age of like 25.
They didn't see this before they saw the other films.
Yeah, and that didn't grow up with it, or just doesn't have a knowledge about how screenwriting and filmmaking works. So this movie was the most hyped up thing of all time. I think it was so hyped. We thought The Force Awakens was like, this is hyped.
People got married waiting in line for this.
Yeah, and it was just, people waited days, weeks in line to go see this movie because it was so anticipated. It was pandemonium. It was people going crazy, just trying to go see this movie. And they saw the movie, and the movie's garbage. The movie's not good.
Yeah.
It's really boring, and terrible acting, really wooden dialogue, really wooden acting, really cartoony effects, and a terrible character in Jar Jar Binks, and just really flat direction, and no main character to follow, no heart to the film, and it's just coming off of something as awesome as the original trilogy of Star Wars. After like that, imagine that's all we had. The original trilogy of Star Wars just cemented. It's like Teflon. You can't scratch it. You could scratch Return of the Jedi a little bit, but everything else is great. But you see this one, and Jar Jar steps in something that we're not allowed to say on the radio, but just know it's not good. And now, there's a little kid trying to act, and there's a bunch of Gungans fighting, and it's all cartoon, and it's boring.
And I think the one highlight of this movie is it bred one of your favorite phrases.
What is that?
Well, this is what I call
pod racing.
Yes, I hear that all the time.
Now this is pod racing. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching so far. If you have any disappointing movies you want us to talk about, or you disagree, please leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. We'd love to hear what you guys think. But when we come back, we're going to talk about a movie that might tie into our segment. Maybe?
Oh, Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. Well, we'll be right back.
world where some things are beyond legend. They will search for answers. Be prepared. Hang on to your seats. They are going where no one has gone before. Until now.
Why are you so close to me?
I don't know. Let me back up a little bit. Yo, check out our show on
No.
Big Bang Radio. No. Okay.
Did you know Nash Community College offers 12 degree programs entirely online? Are you interested in information technology? Explore information technology systems, network management, systems security, healthcare informatics, or web design and administration. These 2-year programs are only a few of the online associate degrees offered through Nash Online. Students receive the same quality instruction and resources as on-campus students without ever stepping foot on Nash's campus. Learn more about Nash Online today at online.nashcc.edu. Did you know Nash?
Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac Anderson.
I am the other guy.
You're swinging your legs. Stop
Yeah.
swinging them legs.
I'm excited for our review.
I don't know if I am. But guys, thank you so much for joining us back. And every single week we review movies. And a lot of them are bad, a lot of them are good. And this one might split some people. And it's time for the weekly segment of the movie review, which we're talking about. That might have been disappointing if you didn't hear it. Dunkirk. Now, Dunkirk, in case you don't know, Dunkirk is directed by Mr. Christopher Nolan of Dark Knight, Inception, and Memento fame.
Oh, Lord. I say no to those.
Well, we'll get
really
into those
famous.
movies later. But
Yeah.
let's go ahead and tell about the movie. Dunkirk is about the Battle of Dunkirk back in World War II. When,
In France.
Of France. And 400,000 people were on the beaches of Dunkirk trying to get off. And they were under attack by the Germans. They couldn't get off. And this is the story of rescuing those men.
Yeah.
So it seems pretty straightforward. Has an amazing director. It's all shot in IMAX. Produced on 70mm film. Yeah, that guy. So what did you think of Dunkirk?
It looked beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong. That was amazing visuals. So, I mean, the effects were incredible. I mean, I'd say some of the acting was pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, even the whole, with Cillian Murphy portraying somebody with the whole PTSD, if they even knew where the PTSD was. That to me, I mean, the guilt he had.
Yeah. I kind of agree with it. It's a movie that looks good. Looks good. Now, I keep reading things online that say Dunkirk is the best war movie of all time. Christopher Nolan's best film.
No, sir. That's Captain America. That is reserved for Captain America.
It's like best World War II movie of all time. It's just, all these things. I didn't like this movie. I did not. And I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan.
How you not like this movie?
I'll tell you why. Let's kind of get started with let's get started with the story. There is none.
The Memento style storyline.
It's not Memento's storyline.
So out of order.
No, well, Memento's in order. It's just backwards. This movie's not in any order whatsoever. It's confusing and frustrating, and it doesn't tell you. It kind of does, but it doesn't. There's a little card at the beginning that kind of tells you how long of the period it's going to go over, but it's so confusing that it kind of makes sense if you really, really, really look into it. But watching it, it was frustrating to watch. Because the story is so jangled up. And also, the biggest thing for me was all these people. I don't care about any of these people. This guy, I can't name what his name is.
They're not Americans.
No, they're not Americans.
Oh, okay.
But the premise of our main character, we follow kind of a few different characters in this, and it's told by the land, the air, and the sea. And the land, a la the mole in the movie, were these guys. I believe this guy over here is our main character. I would say his character's name, but I don't know it.
So they had a problem because to me, all three of them looked alike in the film.
Yeah, that's a big problem. They all look alike.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, that's it's probably how the army was.
I cannot tell you which one of these was the French guy. I can tell you right now, I can't hardly tell.
I don't know.
I don't.
Harry Styles. I know who Harry Styles was.
Yeah. But he didn't have that big giant box hairdo that's like that. It's just, I couldn't even tell it was him.
Well, I mean, he's playing a guy that was in the army, so I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they all have the same haircut, and the movie kind of starts out on an action scene, and I've heard so many things about this movie, which made me very excited to go see it. And I said the tension, oh my goodness, the tension is so strong. It was so tense I cried. It was the most suspenseful movie I've ever seen. It was a white knuckle experience and never lets up.
Let's hide in this boat. Here we go.
No, well, here's the thing.
Okay.
I didn't get that because the way movies work, if you don't care about any of the things or people inside of a scene, there's no tension. The only reason you have tension is when something you care about or like is in peril.
Like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, well, I don't care about Tom Hardy.
You
Who
care
cares?
about Tom Hardy?
All he did was sit there, and he didn't do anything for us to like him.
Of course he sat in the airplane
the
whole
movie's
time.
telling us we should like this person, and that's not what movies do. That's not what movies need to do. Face the camera, buddy.
I am.
But
I just can't believe you didn't like the Tom Hardy part.
the Tom Hardy, I mean, he was fine.
What about the guy who had to land?
The guy who landed. See, he was really bland. First off, he doesn't say anything. I couldn't connect with him, so anything that ever happened to him or any of the people around
What
him.
about George? Poor George.
Who's George?
The kid who got his head beat in.
He was the only one I did care about.
Yeah.
Because he's a little kid.
Yeah.
But let's start with the land story because we don't want to get too much in. We're also running out of time. The land story was a little bit it lost me, man. It lost me so much. The action scenes look beautiful. Christopher Nolan really does know how to photograph an action scene. But as far as tension goes and investment in the story, I felt really bored. And everyone in the theater, I saw this in 70 millimeter, by the way, and everyone in the
that
theater.
was little. It's like this big.
Oh, 70 millimeter.
Oh.
It was huge. And beautiful. You hear the film projectors in the background, and the theater was packed. This was like a silent screening of a movie. Everyone looked bored in this theater because everyone was bored. And it doesn't matter. It's kind of like when you see a bunch of explosions back to back in a montage on YouTube, and that's just it. It's a bunch of explosions. It's like a smart man's Michael Bay.
Well, you have to look at it this way too, man. About this whole film is like, I mean, did you really know what Dunkirk was until you even started making the film?
I still don't know what it was. I mean, it didn't tell me what it was except for the beginning of it.
See,
and I don't know what any...
It's like making a 9/11 movie and then putting it off in like Europe. Come watch this 9/11 movie. Yeah, it doesn't feel too well in Europe because there's no emotional attachment. Dunkirk's like the battle cry for like the whole British Army.
Yeah, I know, but
the Navy.
I mean, I'm granted I know what Dunkirk was. It was the evacuation. I saw the movie. I know what the event was.
Mm-hmm.
But in a movie, you have to make us care about a character in order for us to care. And none of these characters have anything about them that makes us care. And also, as far as the scale and everything, I love the practicalness of everything. The planes are real. The extras are real. I didn't really feel like it was 400,000 people on that beach. It looked maybe more like 10,000. It did not, because probably that's all the extras they could get. That's a ton of extras. And I didn't feel like that huge, epic 400,000 men on the beach. I didn't feel that. And the sound design in this movie is kind of cool, but it's abrasive on your ears. I know that's probably what they were going for, but it was hard to listen to. I couldn't understand what anybody was saying when they said words.
And they had some thick accents too.
Yeah, and the thick accents, and also all the dialogue is really distorted.
The plane.
Here's how the dialogue goes in the movie. And that's how the whole movie is. Yeah, I mean, it's just so distorted and so messed up. Action set pieces look great, but I don't care about anything that goes on. And nobody I saw with cared about anything that was going on because we don't care about anything that's happening. And the way the story's told, you don't know who was where and who's what. So you just kind of lose interest and you kind of go, you kind of just drift off into boredom.
I mean, a lot of problems. This whole thing was that I feel they filmed this thing in order, like I mean, at the same, instead of have sequences, just had it all mixed together. I mean, I feel like it would have been more understandable. But like, it's just it's three stories that kind of link together. It's like Love Actually. It's just the links kind of link together, little links, little characters like go together, and it's just.
Well, I mean, the non-linear thing could have worked if the story was stronger. But since we don't care about any of the characters or know any of the characters, it doesn't work. because I'm like, who cares if that's the character that we see later in the movie? Who cares? I mean, I don't care about him.
Look, that's Bane and Scarecrow
Yeah,
in
no,
this movie.
I'm like, I don't care about this character. Who cares if I see him 2 days before? Like, that doesn't matter. It's kind of like the movie's telling you this is important and you should like these people, and we don't. You cannot tell someone to like this person. You have to show them why you need to like them. You need to make it where you do like them. So overall, extremely disappointing experience for me. I love to see the action set pieces, but everything else really fell flat. I'm giving this one a 4.5 out of 10.
I was not disappointed because I thought it'd be just another war movie, and by George, was it just another war movie?
Okay, what do you give this one?
6 out of 10, maybe.
6 out of 10.
It's beautiful.
I might change my score after I see it another time, just because the effects are groundbreaking and it was beautiful to look at. But that's not enough. That's not enough.
It looked like real war to me.
It looked like real war because it was actually shot like a real war and all the massive extras. But 4 out of 10 just because it fails as a movie, and that's just me. So we're gonna take a really, really quick break. When we come back, we're gonna have a really fun segment for you guys. Stay with us.
I don't even know what the segment is.
Community College offers 12 degree programs entirely online. Are you interested in information technology? Explore information technology systems, network management, systems security, healthcare informatics, or web design and administration. These 2-year programs are only a few of the online associate degrees offered through Nash Online. Students receive the same quality instruction and resources as on-campus students without ever stepping foot on Nash's campus. Learn more about Nash Online today at online.nashcc.edu. Did you know Nash Community?
Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac Anderson.
I am Tyler, the other guy.
Okay, so every single time at the end of the show, we usually have movie facts that Mr. Tyler over here looks up during the show.
I Googled it.
So I thought we might try something different. Since we're talking about Dunkirk, which is a war movie, I thought I might give, in this bag.
Okay, yeah, I've been wondering about that bag.
This bag has, I think, 5 or 6 different movies in it. Most of them relating around war.
It's not a spider.
It's not a spider. See, it's paper.
Okay.
You're going to pick one out, and I know you know a lot of this knowledge off the top of your head. So we have about 5 minutes left in the show. Reach in here, and whatever you pick out is the movie you're going to be talking the facts about. And no looking up on the phone.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. Okay. So tell us some facts about Saving Private Ryan.
It was a Steven Spielberg film. Steven Spielberg's first actual war film. Before that, he had done like films that had happened around war, like he did the Schindler's List.
Mm-hmm.
This is actual first take out of actually real hardcore war film. I'd say still today it's considered one of the greatest war movies ever made.
Yeah.
And you had an ensemble cast, and some of them weren't even famous at the time. You have Matt Damon, and you got Tom Hanks, and I think Vin Diesel was here at some point.
Vin Diesel's in it for like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, and Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
I think, and it was just, I mean, it was a great film.
Barry Pepper, before his famous movie of Battlefield Earth.
Another amazing war movie.
Yeah, I know exactly. I should put that one in here.
But it was just, you get to see more of the acting shots from Tom Hanks. It was just spectacular. Because the whole film, he's searching for Private Ryan, because Private Ryan, all of his brothers died, and back they had a thing in war, like if you're the only remaining child or son, then you get to go back home.
Yeah.
And all of his brothers died, and they're trying to find him to send him back home. And so they're deep in enemy lines looking for Private Ryan.
Yeah, and also I believe Mr. Bryan Cranston plays an amputee war general. In the beginning of this film and the end of it. I think he's in the end of it.
I think he does. He always does the war general most times.
Because he's good at it. And also, a little fun fact about this: all the cast went to that was in the war part of it. They went to extreme boot camp, except for Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks did not have to go to that because Tom Hanks was like a huge actor at the time, and he didn't have to bother with it.
Let's see that bag.
Yeah.
I got some suspicions right now.
What?
I got a feeling that. Okay. Wow, this is pretty cool.
I know they're all war movies.
No, I'm like I thought they're all gonna be Saving Private Ryan.
No.
Like I like got up here real fast. Like did you get all?
No. We had the pictures. We playing this.
Oh, you playing all this?
But I say, Tyler, these things take work, you know.
Okay. Wow.
We said these things just don't appear. We actually have to put them together, man.
Really.
It's a lot of work. But guys, thank you so much for watching. We have a blast doing this, and we have a blast entertaining you guys. We hope you all enjoy it. If you have anything you want us to talk about or anything that we missed today,
please
that you want
email
us to talk about,
him because I'm not going to read any.
Don't email. You can email. I don't care. But leave a comment at facebook.com/studio67ncc. We would love to hear what you guys have to say, what you think. We love seeing your guys' comments. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Next week, what are we seeing?
The Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower. It was in between that and Detroit. I think you wanted to see this one a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't want to see Detroit.
You don't want to see John Boyega try to be a man that's living in Detroit that's also a cop. That's my Joker-esque John Boyega impression.
He's just too, I don't know, too British for that film.
No, I think he's going to do well. He does really good accents.
Too British.
I think it'll be good. But guys, Dark Tower next week. A lot of fun segments. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week. I'm Isaac Anderson.
And I'm DJ Just Tyler.
Stay lovely.